So it is Wednesday, October 7th, 2020, and we are live. Hope everybody's doing well. So I wanted to let everybody know that Wednesday, 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time will be the one and only vice presidential debate between Senator Kamala Harris and Vice President Mike Pence. So if you saw so this is a much anticipated vice presidential debate, much more so than previous vice presidential debates, because the stakes are so high with Donald Trump getting coronavirus, not necessarily knowing whether or not he'll make it to the second presidential debate, et cetera. The stakes are very high. All right. So I wanted to announce that I will be doing at 11:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time on Wednesday. I'll be doing a vice presidential debate recap and analysis, just like I did with the first presidential debate. So Tuesday, September 29th was the first presidential debate. And I did a recap analysis and fact check of that one. So that one has been viewed 80,000 times on our Facebook fan page, The African History Network, The African History Network. If you missed that one, go back and watch it and check that out. It's also on our YouTube channel, Michael Imhotep, Imhotep on YouTube. All right, so I'll be doing the same thing Wednesday. We'll do it about 11:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, because the vice presidential debate is 9 p.m. to 11 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Okay, so we'll do it then. And what we'll do a fact check of statements that were made. We'll do a recap of what took place. And then also I'll do a breakdown and a comparison between the policies of Joe Biden versus the policies of Donald Trump as well, to break this down, because a lot of people, haven't really compared the policies, don't necessarily follow politics. All right. So this is taking place Wednesday, 11:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, October 7th, right here on our Facebook fan page, The African History Network, The African History Network, and on our YouTube channel, Michael Imhotep, Imhotep. Usually the vice presidential debate is not much anticipated. This year is much different. We know the poll came out on Sunday. An NBC Wall Street Journal poll shows Joe Biden has a 14-point lead nationwide over Donald Trump. Donald Trump has been tanking. He was already behind 10 points before the presidential debate. And in this poll from NBC News, Wall Street Journal, this was taken after the first presidential debate. We know if you go back and watch that analysis that I did, it was about two hours and 30 minutes. Donald Trump acted a complete fool. He showed his entire ass. Is not expected that Mike Pence will act like that. Okay, one. But many people are anticipating that Senator Kamala Harris is going to beat the hell out of Mike Pence. Okay. So we'll see. So they're going to debate on a wide range of issues pertaining to everything from the economy to criminal justice reform, racial justice. They'll probably talk about reproductive rights, Supreme Court nomination, Amy Coney Barrett, that Trump is trying to push through. And one of the reasons why these debates are so important is because you see how politics impacts every aspect of our lives. Okay, politics is the legal distribution of scarce wealth, power, and resources, and the writing of laws, statutes, ordinances, amendments, and treaties, their adoption, interpretation, and enforcement. Politics impacts every aspect of our lives, from the water we drink to the food we eat, to the air we breathe, to the economy that our businesses and our African-American owned businesses operate within. Okay, so we see now that talks on another coronavirus bill have stalled between the Senate, Republicans in the Senate, the House of Representatives, and the White House. Steve Mnuchin, the Treasury Secretary, negotiating on behalf of the White House, because we know Donald Trump can't negotiate anything. That's why everybody's keeping Trump out of the negotiations. Okay, we saw that he announced he was telling Congress and telling the Senate to call off negotiations. We saw the stock market drop 400 points. People looking at him like he's crazy and say, "Oh, these must be your steroids. You're on the roids, man. These must be the steroids talking." Then after the market tanked, okay, then he sent out a memo. He sent out another tweet, implying another $1,200 in stimulus checks coming. Okay, so all this impacts the economy. Policies, laws, regulations, this all impacts the economy. We see 30 million people have filed for unemployment, first time unemployment in about 28 weeks. We see that somewhere between 10 to 12 million people who file for unemployment have lost their health insurance, and we're in the middle of a global pandemic. At the same time, Trump's attorney general is in court right now to repeal the entire Affordable Health Care Act, including pre-existing conditions. That case goes before the U.S. Supreme Court November 10th, 2020, which is the week after the November 3rd presidential election. Okay, so the stakes are high for this vice presidential debate. The stakes are high in this presidential race. A poll came out today. A poll came out on Tuesday, and Biden has a 16-point lead over Trump. And the stunt that Trump pulled on Sunday at Walter Reed Hospital with the drive-by at Walter Reed, putting people's lives at risk, things like this. And then he goes back to the White House on Monday. He does the photo out with, it takes the mask off, things like this. All this is working against them. All this is working against them. We see 18 people who work in the White House or are part of the Trump campaign have come down with coronavirus, including Donald Trump, Stephen Miller, White House press secretary Kayleigh McEnany, former senior aide to Trump, Kellyanne Conway, who nobody likes. Okay, her daughter doesn't even like her. Her daughter doesn't even like her. We see all these people coming down with coronavirus. Former Governor Chris Christie of New Jersey. Let's just be honest, a lot of people, Donald Trump has coronavirus. A lot of people are saying this is karma. Okay, a lot of people are saying this is the chickens coming home to roost, and you've done all this evil, and now it's coming back on you. Okay, so you saw some of the I posted about Stephen Miller and some of these other people will put hashtag karma. You keep walking around with no mask on you, and you're in close quarters, and you don't require masks and things like this. You don't practice social distancing. Okay, you had a super spreader event September 26, 2020 in the Rose Garden of the White House to celebrate the nomination of Judge Amy Coney Barrett to the U.S. Supreme Court, and you're trying to ram this through. And Trump prioritizes getting Amy Coney Barrett confirmed to the Supreme Court through the U.S. Senate, prioritizes that over another coronavirus bill to help people who are on verge of being evicted, foreclosed on, people who lost the $600 a week in additional federal unemployment insurance, etc. Okay, so personally, this election here, a lot of people early on said this is going to be a close election. I don't think it's going to be a close election. There's too much pain. There's too much pain people are experiencing all across the country. And is largely because of one person, Donald Trump. 7.5 million people have coronavirus, 7.5 million reported cases of coronavirus, 211,000 deaths. That's 211,000 families that have lost loved ones. You have 2.95 million people who have recovered from coronavirus. But as we understand, even if you recover, you can still have lingering side effects that last for months. Cognitive issues, heart issues, kidney, breathing issues, all different types of things like this. Okay. So the pain is too acute. People have lost businesses. We know 41% of African-American owned businesses have gone out of business as of April this year, based upon the report from the New York Federal Reserve. Forbes.com has a really good article that deals with this. You hear me talk about this a lot. So people are understanding how elections have consequences, how politics impacts every aspect of our life. And At the very same time that we find out Donald Trump in 2016, 2017 only paid $750 in taxes, 10 or 15 years he didn't pay any taxes, but taxpayer dollars are paying for his health care. He has the best health care out of anybody in this country. He gets experimental drugs, and at the very same time, he's trying to take away the health care from at least 20 million people, okay, and remove and repeal the pre-existing conditions law, meaning that an insurance company cannot deny you insurance because you have a pre-existing condition. They can't charge you higher rates because you have a pre-existing condition. There are 102 million people in this country, based upon one report, who have pre-existing conditions. So at the very same time that our taxpayer dollars are paying for him to have the best health care in the country and get access to experimental drugs that the average person can't get, he's trying to take away the health care from 20 million plus people and also remove pre-existing conditions, which leaves about 100 million people vulnerable. Okay, the chickens are coming home to roost. So people are realizing the impact between policies and their conditions. Policies and laws and their conditions, and people are fighting back. Rachel Maddow reported on the Rachel Maddow show Tuesday, October 6, 2020, that is about 4.5 million people who have already early voted. It's about 4.5 million people. She said that the is 50 times more people who have early voted now than at this point in the 2016 election. 50 times more people have early voted right now than at this time in the 2016 election. Okay, so Wednesday, October 7th, 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time is the vice presidential debate, Mike Pence versus Senator Kamala Harris. At 11:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, we'll be right back here for our vice presidential debate recap, analysis, and fact check. Fact checking is extremely important. Okay, how's everybody doing? If you like this type of information, also you could donate to the African History Network, $, the AHN Show, through Cash App, $, the AHN Show through Cash App, and through PayPal, paypal.me / the AHN Show, paypal.me / the AHN Show. That helps a lot of these broadcasts we do possible, helps finance our Sunday night show, helps us keep doing the research, etc. All right, how's everybody doing? Follow us on our Facebook fan page, The African History Network, The African History Network. Turn on live notifications. Click the like button. Turn on and follow us also. Turn on live notifications so you know when we go live. And then follow us on our YouTube channel, Imhotep, Imhotep on YouTube. Turn on live notifications there as well. Okay, so this presidential debate is much anticipated. We see that if we look at this article here from NBCnews.com from October 5th, Monday, October 5th, 2020, Pence and Harris prep for a debate with suddenly higher stakes. And presidential historian Michael Beschloss, who you see oftentimes on MSNBC, said vice presidential debates oftentimes get a lot of attention at the moment, and then a few days later they're forgotten. Okay, but this year it may be different. I think this year is going to be different. The stakes are very high, and we see that Mike Pence and Senator Kamala Harris have spent hours preparing for the debate, poring over policy briefing books, workshopping responses to anticipated attacks, and holding lengthy mock sessions. All right, so we're going to see how everything turns out. And I think Senator Kamala Harris is going to prosecute this case. I really think she will. All right, so we'll see you back here 11:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time Wednesday for our post-debate recap, analysis, and fact check. Be sure to watch and listen to our Sunday night show, the African History Network show, Sundays 9 p.m. to 11 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. We broadcast right here on our Facebook fan page, the African History Network, also on our YouTube channel, Michael Imhotep, and on 9:10 a.m. the Superstation WFDF here in Detroit. I do radio here in Detroit, so we broadcast live on 9:10 a.m. the Superstation WFDF in Detroit. Okay. All right. So check out the other broadcasts. check out the other broadcasts that I've done. Look at the one that I did, the presidential debate recap. That's been viewed in total about 80,000 times. We did that September 29th. And look at some of our other videos as well that I've done. And also you can listen to these broadcasts in audio podcast format as well, wherever you get your podcast from, your audio podcast. Search for the African History Network Show, the African History Network Show. And we're on Castbox, Acast, iTunes, FM Player, TuneIn. You can also go to AfricanHistoryNetwork.com, AfricanHistoryNetwork.com, and click on Listen to Podcasts, okay? All right, so let's see. We have Glennis here and Glenda. Let's see. Technical picture. Listen to Trump actions. He knows flu and pneumonia. We know Trump. Trump knows that the flu and pneumonia. He knows that coronavirus has a greater fatality rate than the flu because he told Bob Woodward that back in either February or March. Okay, in the recording, it's recorded. He told Bob Woodward that. So we know he knows. And then when he posted that idiotic tweet on Tuesday, October 6th, it got fact checked by Twitter, rightfully so. Okay. So, this guy has told over 20,000 false and misleading statements or lies. And the more he lies, the more people die. The more he lies, the more people die. His actions have consequences. Okay. But he told Bob Woodward that, it was worse than the flu. Okay. So he already knows that. What he's trying to do is he's trying to play down the severity of this pandemic because he doesn't want the stock markets to tank. Because he knows that the stock markets tank, he's done, but he's already done, actually. Okay, this is why he's really trying to get Amy Coney Barrett seated on the U.S. Supreme Court, because he's going to try to steal enough votes, suppress enough votes, invalidate enough votes, okay, especially mail-in votes, so that the election gets litigated in the U.S. Supreme Court. He doesn't want a 4-4 tie. He wants to have another Supreme Court justice that he's nominated on the court. So this is what he's trying to do. All right. Okay, so and just looking at a few comments here. Okay, so we have some nonsense in here also. All right. And then when we fact check, we give you the sources of the fact check also. So as you hear me say, as you have heard me say many times before, you don't have to believe a word that I say. Go do your own research. Proper documentation ends all conversation. So we give you the sources of the fact check as well. All right. Okay, guys, look, hey, we have to get out of here. Remember, at the African History Network, we focus on educating, empowering, and inspiring people of African descent throughout the diaspora and around the world, because right now it's corrects wrong behavior. You can also donate to the African History Network, $, the AHN Show through Cash App, $, the AHN Show through Cash App, and then through PayPal, paypal.me, paypal.me/the AHN Show, or at our website, AfricanHistoryNetwork.com. Click on the yellow donate button. You can also set it up for a recurring donation through PayPal if you like also. All right, so, hey, how you doing, Reggie? All right, so, okay, so pay attention to the vice presidential debate. Study the policies also. Also be sure to watch the Sunday, what was it, last week? What was it, the September 27th show, I think it was. I broke down Donald Trump's black agenda, or lack of a black agenda, his platinum plan, or what I call the fool's gold plan, this little 2-page black agenda. Go watch that video. And then go watch our Sunday night show the past 5 or 6 weeks. I've been breaking down Joe Biden's 22-page Black agenda. Is broken into 6 parts. So each week we deal with one of those 6 parts, and we go through and break that down also as well. Read that. You can read this article here from Black Press USA. Joe Biden's agenda to empower Black America came out May 4th, 2020, just so people understand. Now, Donald Trump's came out 39 days before the election. Okay, been in office 3.5 years. His came out 39 days before the election. A lot of things that he had in his 2-page agenda are the opposite of many of his policies, the opposite of previous statements he's made, the opposite of positions that many people in his cabinet, et cetera, have taken. It just didn't make any sense. Okay, it's really designed so white people can feel like he's doing something for African Americans and feel he's not as big of a white supremacist as he is, or something like that. It was just really ridiculous if you actually read it. Okay, read this article here from Black Press USA. This came out May 5th, 2020. This deals with Biden's plan to empower Black America. It gives a brief overview of it. And then at the end of it has the link where you could read the full 22-page agenda. I actually encourage everybody to actually read it. I've read it 3 times. I encourage people to actually read it. Okay. And this agenda is a floor, not a ceiling. It's a floor, not a ceiling. One of the things that's important when sizing up the candidates and voting for a candidate is who can be pushed the farthest to get the most accomplished. Who can be pushed the farthest to get the most accomplished. All right. So this is a floor, not a ceiling, but we'll be able to push Biden and get more accomplished from Biden than we will from Trump. Part of Biden's agenda deals with reversing a lot of the harmful policies Trump has put in place. And Trump has reversed a lot of the beneficial policies that the Obama administration had in place. So Biden lays that out as well. Okay, so we got these dumbass trolls in here. Okay, people need to do fact checking before they come on here as well. We got Donald Trump supporters. I mean, you can come on here if you want to. You may get embarrassed, you know. So because Donald Trump tries to claim that he's for criminal justice reform, but most of his policies are against criminal justice reform, and he nominated 2 attorney generals who are against criminal justice reform. Trump reversed the Obama initiative to not renew federal contracts for privatized prisons, which was announced August 2016. Core Civic and Geo Group, 2 of the largest owner-operators of privatized prisons, donated almost $600,000 to Donald Trump's 2016 campaign. He then gets in office and reverses that initiative. And Core Civic and Geo Group also, because see, privatized prisons were losing money under the Obama administration because the U.S. prison population dropped to its lowest point in 20 years in December 2015. Okay, so people like Glennis Blue don't do no damn research. That's why they come on here with this nonsense. So if you read the Department of Justice report from December 2016, which is outlined in this article from Newsweek.com that came out December 2015, came out the year before. And if you go to justice.gov or go to bjs.gov, Bureau of Justice Statistics, which is where people like me go to do research on the prison industry, things like that, the Bureau of Justice Statistics, you can see that. But if you read this article here, see, you got to be careful when you come on here and don't know what the hell you're talking about, because this is what I do. People that watch me, this is what I do. I do research. So when you come on here with this simple Simon ass nonsense, you're going to get embarrassed. All right. So you can read this here. U.S. prison population dropped to its lowest point in December 2015. And then also the percentage of African Americans in prison dropped from 30% down to 34% under the Obama administration, because people don't want to deal with that. I just find that interesting how people come on here and haven't done any research. So, okay, but whatever. Some people just embarrassed. But all this information exists. The problem is research. And so when Donald Trump asked the question in 2016, he asked black people, what the hell do you have to lose? People hadn't done the research, so they didn't know. The correct answer was everything. Because there's over 200 policies from the Obama administration Trump has reversed. Many of these were beneficial to African Americans. Many of us didn't know they existed because we listened to the wrong people. Okay, we listen to people that come on here with this nonsense. Okay, have no clue what they're talking about. So I just let them go ahead and talk so we can blast them. All right, so go research this. And then, for instance, like, see, I've done lectures dealing with the prison industrial complex and dealing with the war on drugs, going back to Richard Nixon's war on drugs he declared June 17, 1971. War on drugs starts with Republicans. Okay, see, people haven't done research, so they don't know this. Richard Nixon declared his war on drugs June 17th, 1971. And then the U.S. prison population quadruples from 1970 to 1993. It goes from 300,000 in 1970 to 1.3 million in 93. So people that want to come on here and run their mouths, see, they haven't done the research, so they don't know this. Where'd you get that from? Bureau of Justice Statistics. I do research. Check out this article here from News1.com. News1.com. This was what, 2018? This article. Black incarceration rate decline under Obama criminal justice reforms. Is this the right one that I want? Well, you can look at this one also, because a lot of people don't know this. All right. All right. I've already talked to Michelle Alexander, so you should do some research on who you're talking to. The black incarceration rate is declining, but for how long? Trump is reversing Obama-era criminal justice reforms. See, a lot of people don't understand this going on behind the scenes. This is from News1.com, January 28th, 2018. The black incarceration rate decreased by 17% between 2009 and 2016. The new research found federal and state prisons held 584,000 black inmates in 2009 and fell to 486,000 at the end of 2016. At the same time, the stubborn gap between black and white prisoners also decreased. Decline was viewed as a significant step in the right direction, even though blacks remain disproportionately incarcerated, and Americans represent 12% of the U.S. population in 2016, close to 14% now. But in prison, that number ballooned to 34% of the prison population. It actually drops. Pew Research has the research on this. It actually drops from 40% to 34%, right about 34% by 2016. So this is some more research. They have links in here that you can look at also. Okay. Here. What are we here for? Oh. All right. So people come on here with Fox News talking points and have no clue what they're talking about. So the pros that get blocked, that to do. But you check this out. Also, it has research from Pew Research also in this article as well. Now, this is from 2018. It deals with what's going on in 2016, but a lot of people didn't know this. Okay, a lot of people didn't understand what was on the ballot in 2016. Even though Obama's name wasn't in the ballot, they didn't understand the policies that were on the ballot. And this gets into this whole concept that I teach about dealing with political self-defense, which we'll talk about some more tonight, dealing with political laws and policies impact the economic conditions of African Americans, understanding these laws, how to defend ourselves against these laws, how to protect ourselves against policies, and also understanding that the politicians who keep writing these bad, they need to be voted out of office. We need to fire them. Fire them, vote them out of office, run better candidates, and put them in office who more fall in line with what our views are, what our agendas are. Okay. All right. So, all right. So we'll wrap it up. I just find it interesting when trolls come on here, have nothing better to do, and troll us. So that means that they don't have a following because they don't have anybody watching them. So they have to come on here with this nonsense. All right. So we'll block out the trolls. All right. If you have any quick questions, go ahead and post your quick questions here. Some of these mentally ill trolls. No, Donald Trump was not releasing all the black people who didn't deserve to be there. Where the hell did you get that from? That's not true. Okay, so all right. Check out my Sunday night shows where I've gone through and broken down Biden's 22-page agenda. We broke it out over 6 weeks. Okay. And even if you'll watch the one dealing with the presidential debate, because some dumbass said no mention about the 94 crime bill. No, I broke that down last Tuesday when we did the recap of the presidential debate. So you should go do some research. Okay, another show. But anyway, they have nothing better to do. All right, so they come on here with this nonsense. I haven't done any research, but that was a 2.5 hour. That was about 2.5 hours that we did, and we provided sources for you. So go check that out. That was from September 29th. That was Tuesday, September 29th. It's here on our Facebook fan page, The African History Network. So you can check that out as well. All right, guys. Hey, look, we're going to get out of here. We'll see you back. No, Donald Trump is not going to stay in office if he loses. Push comes to shove, Secret Service will remove him from office because January 20th, 2021 at 12 noon, there's a change in power. So if he doesn't want to go, Secret Service will remove him from office. Okay, so, his ass is going to go. Michael Cohen, his former attorney, thinks that if he loses, he'll resign from office and have Pence become president and Pence give him a pardon. But a presidential pardon does not protect him from being prosecuted at the state level. Like in the state of New York, Attorney General Letitia James, she's coming for his ass. So they only protect you from prosecution at the federal level, not the state level. Okay, so he's in deep trouble and he knows it. He's in deep trouble and he knows it. Okay. Yeah, Donald Trump is a goat. He's a jackass. Thanks for saying that, whoever the hell you are. Yeah, he's a goat. He's a jackass. That's what he is. Okay. All right, guys. Look, hey, remember at the African History Network, we focus on educating, empowering, and inspiring people of African descent throughout the diaspora and around the world, and even dumbasses like this one right here, Pookie, whatever the hell your name is. We educate them like that too. Remember, right now is correct. Wrong behavior is not over till we win. Wakanda forever. We'll talk to you next time. Peace.